find out what your energy is like. You know, I don't know why Virgos are represented by the Virgin. Because I have yet to meet a Virgo who's a virgin. But I would say that they value purity. Virgos have a lot of, when they're in their upright energy, they typically have a lot of integrity, right? I wouldn't say that they all have integrity because we've got those lower vibrational Virgos who can go the other way, right? They have good and bad in everyone, in every zodiac sign. But I would say that the ambition of the Virgin is to be as pure and perfect as possible, right? That's really the ambition there. And if you don't see a Virgo as perfect, then you may as well not even be in their presence because they won't tolerate it. They're either perfect or they're nothing to you, right? In their eyes, which I've gotta admit, I respect that shit. You know? I respect that. So let's see. Y'all ain't innocent by any means, okay? I would never confuse you with that. Star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. The Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Okay, the Great Severing means we cut in ties. We end in cycles. We doing the most. This is an excellent deck for that, I think. My Luna Somnia. My Moon Tarot deck. I feel like it's the energy of bringing things to light and really deciding on what best suits you, right? So, let's see it. Okay. I see you. You might be dealing with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Interesting. We have 3 queens on the board, right? Queen of Swords, Queen of Air, right? I see you in the energy of severing something, right? Swords is air energy. Air signs are typically noted for being cold, sharp, cutting, you know. There's a severance here. Page of Swords. I feel like there's somebody either you have a lot of resentment towards or they have a lot of resentment towards you. Either way, with the Queen of Wands, I see you living in your truth about this. I see you choosing to sever this tie, right? I think, honestly, on both ends, there's a severing here. I love that the card Severance, the Great Severance showed up, and then the first 2 cards that show up are swords, right? And delivering that severance, right? And it looks like both energies, both the masculine and the feminine in this are both in the energy of cutting it off. Like, it didn't serve either of you. It just brought conflict with the 5 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Pentacles is earth energy, so that's how I'm reading you as the Queen of Pentacles. But it looks like you're in this energy of needing to let this go, needing to drop the ball, Like you've been holding on to it for too long, you know, and it's just causing like conflict inside yourself, and you know, it's just not helping. This energy could be friends, family, relationship, you know, situationship, whatever it is. It brings a lot of triggering. You know what? That's been kind of a theme with the earth signs today. Is this, and I've had to explain it with the Taurus and Capricorn also. So I'm going to bring it to you, Virgo. But if you're around an energy and they just trigger you. They just kind of bring out the worst aspects of you. They bring you down to your lowest vibration. That's your intuition telling you that it ain't right. That this energy in your life ain't right. That, you know, you got to walk away from it. If you allow yourself to continue staying attached to this energy, even though your intuition is screaming at you to run away, then you know there's consequences for that, for ignoring your intuition. And that's just more of that triggering and more of the nonsense and more of the conflict, right? So let's see. Sometimes we love people so much that it's hard to let them go, even when they're the worst thing for us, you know, and that's in regards to, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, you know. Love comes in all forms. There we go. Four of Cups. I see you kind of walking away, kind of rejecting this connection. Three of Wands in reverse. Could have been a third party situation, you know, love triangle, cheating. Could have been something in that kind of energy, but whatever it was, it brought a lot of conflict to your heart. Ace of Wands in reverse tells me that you've been struggling to see the truth of this situation, or almost refusing to see it. Ten of Swords in reverse because you didn't want it to end. You wanted to be able to continue this cycle. You weren't ready for the death of this connection. What happens when you let go of this? Alright, let's talk about that. What happens when you walk away, you've severed it, and you're finally done? Something that I feel intuitively I should tell you is that when you're in a breakup, the best way to know that you've healed or you're ready to move on from that breakup is when the drama stops. When you're no longer communicating with them, when they're no longer a presence in your life, or they're no longer a presence in your heart. You know, like when you're fully healed, they don't come to your mind, you don't talk about them, you don't keep an energetic link with them, right? Every time you talk about somebody, every time they enter your mind and you entertain those thoughts, you keep an energetic link open so that the door is still technically open to them, right? It's not really ending a cycle if they're still haunting your mind. You're ready to move on when that ends. So the quicker you can let that happen, the quicker you'll be able to move on. The quicker you can bring an end to the drama, the conflict, whatever that is involved in this, the quicker you're ready to embark on something new. But as long as you give them a rent-free space in your mind and your heart, you ain't ready. And that's just facts, you know? And I had to learn that for myself, you know, in my own connections. Because so many times I'd break up with somebody and be like, I'm over them, I'm done, it's stupid, it's da-da-da. But they still occupied space in my mind and in my heart. There was still an energetic link there, you know? Yeah, Knight of Swords in reverse tells me that there won't be a fight. This is going to be... The hardest part is going to be emotional. There won't be drama, there won't be a fight. There will be justice though. There will be a balancing. Seven of Cups in reverse, you might feel limited within options of love or connection. You might feel like there's no other option for you, right? And let me tell you what, you have 8 billion options in this world, okay? You got 8 billion. 8 of Wands, there's people that you collaborate with, right? Artistically or work-wise. And that is the energy that you should really be focused on right now. Yeah, Knight of Wands, if you focus on these collaborations, it will bring good news or like an offer. I'm seeing here something that will change your life, right? With the Chariot, there's movement, right? You might move, you might go somewhere completely different, you might whatever the case is, it's you moving on. It's you finally deciding that the fight is over. It's not even worth the fight anymore, which means that it's really over, you know? We only fight for things that we keep room for in our hearts, right? And if you ain't fighting no more, that shows how over this is. And then the universe is like, all right, let's project you onto your next level. I don't think that either energies are necessarily bad. I think what happened is that it's just not an energetic match, and therefore it's creating such a divide and such conflict. And it's like the universe is like, this is done, you learned your lesson here, but it's like you just keep wanting to come back for more lessons. And the universe is, and I feel like you're starting to understand that, and the universe is going to provide opportunities for you. To help you forget, or not forget, but to help you move on. Alright, Chariot, Cancer energy. There's a lot of minor arcana, right? So I feel like this connection was just kind of a side quest. It wasn't the actual main thing that you were supposed to have or experience. And you create delays when you get stuck on side quests, right? Anyone who's played video games knows that. If you've ever played Skyrim, you understand that. The longer you stay in a side quest, the harder it is to fulfill the main quest line, right? The longer it takes, the more delays there are, right? Five of Swords. The only conflict is in your mind, right? Because ain't nobody else trying to fight here. Ain't nobody else trying to fight for this connection. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, it tells me they're not trying to fight. The only conflict is in your heart. Five is also the number of change. It's time for change. The Tower in reverse. It's time to rebuild, right? right? The tower already fell. It's time to rebuild. Two of Wands, you're making a decision on where to go next. What to do next. The High Priestess tells me that you're very intuitive. Don't ignore your intuition because that comes with consequences. If your intuition is guiding you, listen to it. Eight of Cups in reverse, you really struggled to walk away from this connection. It's a soul tie, right? A karmic soul tie. With the Star card, you could be dealing with an Aquarius, right? Like I said, your reading started out with 2 swords, and I said it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now it's really showing me that it could be an Aquarius that you're struggling to let go. Let me tell you something about the Aquariuses. As an Aquarius, there's a running joke that the Aquarius was born with 2 brains, rather than a heart and a brain. Right? 2 brains. Because when they do feel things, they intellectualize it so much that it's no longer a feeling but a thought, right? Aquariuses don't do feelings, right? We're more likely to die alone, let's be real, because we don't do that. I swear to God, when people cry in my presence, I look like the biggest asshole because I'm just like, feelings. Go hide in a corner like the rest of us, with your gross ass feelings. No, I'm kidding. But also, the star could be symbolizing that it's time for you to be the light in the darkness, right? The star pours their love out on the world, right? And this is where Aquarians struggle with person-to-person love because their love is universal. They're the humanitarians. They're the ones trying to do the most for humanity on a whole. Like, their love is more global, whereas like an earth sign is more person-to-person. They want a personal relationship, and they want that all their love energy to be invested in that. It's very opposite, right? Air and earth signs are as polar as water and fire. So that polarity can be really rough, right? If you have Aquarius in your chart, maybe it's time to tap into that energy a little bit. They make it really hard to walk away though, because there's a magnetism about their global type of love, right? It really is. I know. I know it. And it sucks because it's like where an earth sign seeks this personal connection and an air sign seeks a more global. Air signs find it a lot easier to find those person-to-person relationships because it's not what they're looking for, And it just be like that at times, On the flip side, the only people I was ever able to have long-term relationships with were Virgos. As an Aquarius, I'm just saying, Virgos do have a kind of magic about them, right? You guys have a magic about you. That you could even turn the coldest, harshest, most bitter heart into something soft and mushy and caring. Okay? You have this ability. I'm just saying, they can't stay in that energy forever because it goes against their natural way of being. As wonderful as you are. As sweet as you are. As giving and forgiving as you are. I loved a Virgo for 11 years. That's unheard of for an Aquarius, okay? Like usually, Aquariuses, I mean, not that we're incapable of that person-to-person love. There's got to be a lot of water in their natal chart to be there, Mantra Shakti. Do not allow negative thoughts or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. Claim your voice and your power to express yourself from your heart. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul. And in time, it shall manifest in a transformation that heals your inner world and improves your physical life circumstances too. Let it go. Honestly, it's just going to be painful if you hold on. Sometimes letting go is painful too, but not for nearly as long. I guarantee it. Impossible things. Working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and a fresh perspective. Who in the world are you? Are you the real Alice? Getting to know the new you.
Can I grab something really quick?
Hold up a sec. So, when we go through a kind of soul regeneration in a lifetime, we have to relearn ourselves. Be honest about who you are. Sometimes it's unpopular. Like my honesty about who I am goes against the grain, goes against the mainstream. And, that was a hard reality to face, that I'm just not like others. I don't have the same ambitions as others. I don't see love even the same way as others do. And as you learn the new you, and as you really dive into your muchness, you're going to see just how not right certain energies are for you. When they put you in certain headspace, they trigger the hell out of you. They, break your heart even just from not being able to reciprocate in the same way, because air signs' love language is not the same as an earth sign. It's not, and unless you guys can learn to live within each other's love language and love not in accordance to your own love language but theirs, that's the only way that it can work, But you have to, but is that really fair or true to yourself to love in somebody else's love language? These are things that you gotta ask yourself, because you don't want to sacrifice yourself because you love somebody else. You can love who they are, you can love being in their presence, and it still wouldn't make them right, unfortunately. But that's pretty much what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste, I love you guys, and I will catch you later.